Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you tonight, well, early evening mostly, and this is for Tenet, the original motion picture soundtrack review that I'm going to be reviewing. So I'm going to discuss what I listened to for this soundtrack and let you know my thoughts on it. So let's dive into this review. Now, I did say when I watched the movie and did my review on it that I gave it a 6 out of 10, and then I decided to bump it up to a 7, but I'm gonna have to bump it back down to a 6 because I tried watching it again today and I still got the same reaction after watching it, and I'm just like, it's a meh movie. It's nothing great, but there's a lot of confusing plot holes in the movie, and doesn't explain itself very well. That's how I see it. But the soundtrack overall, what did I think of it? It's not so bad. Um, it's nothing great, but it's not so bad. Um, you got songs like Meeting Neil, which I didn't like the ending to the song with the kind of dubstep sound effect. It kind of didn't work well with the song. But Rainy Night in Talon, I think is I'm pronouncing it right, was an 8-minute song. It was the opening track to the soundtrack, and I was like, damn, this is like kind of long. But the longest song that is closer to the end of the album is Posterity, and that was like 12 minutes and 42 seconds long. And I'm like, shit, this is gonna be a long song. And it was pretty long. It lasted almost 13 minutes. But sorry, I'm just itchy all over. It's really bothering me. My hair's all puffed up, so I probably have to take a shower eventually, but yeah. Um I'll probably take a shower tomorrow or whatever cuz I've been inside for the past few days. Past 2 days actually. But yeah, I think this soundtrack is not so bad. I just found it to be average, I guess you could say. Uh, Freeport was a pretty good track. It it has 17 out of 18 tracks. You're just gonna hear uh the composer or the guy behind the composing, Ludwig Gransden. I think if I'm saying his last name right, I have to look into it again. Ludwig definitely swiftly delivers with this soundtrack. I wouldn't call it great, but it comes together pretty well done, I guess you could say. It's not so bad. The protagonist, the 17th track, the second before the last track, was pretty good. I really liked it. Posterity, the longest song, I really liked. Retrieving the Case was I didn't like the sound effects in that song that much. The only two songs that had weird ass sound effects were the kind of wheezing, breathing, I guess you could call it, in the 10th track, which is Seder, and the 12th track, which is Red Room, Blue Room. And those tracks, I was just like, I don't know. I wasn't feeling for them that much. Priya is a really outstanding track. I really liked it. Sound effects on that are really awesome. Windmills had great sound effects in the song. Betrayal was pretty outstanding. 747 was like a 7-minute song. So it was a little lengthy, but it was still worth listening to. From Mumbai to Amalfi, I guess you could call it. It's hard to pronounce the last word. Was pretty swift. Trucks in Place, I really liked. Inversion was pretty outstanding. The algorithm was pretty outstanding too. I'm just trying to breeze through most of these tracks so I can definitely rate it in just a second. And the final track I didn't talk about yet was Foils, and also the Travis Scott song, The Plan, which I actually enjoyed that one. It wasn't so bad. I wouldn't call it great or a masterpiece, but it did pretty good for what it was. Travis Scott didn't disappoint. His raps and verses in it were pretty solid. Wouldn't call him fantastic, but his auto-tune in the song, I guess, kind of delivered, I guess you could say. But overall, what did I think of this soundtrack? It's average. It's nothing perfect, but I think it did a swift job on entertaining the listener. And if you haven't watched Tenet, I wouldn't watch it if you've watched Inception and got lost in it, but if you can follow this kind of plot that they're talking about, because they explain a lot of different things in the movie, more than what the movie's about. And it goes into confusing details, and I just didn't follow it that much. I tried following it a second time, and I still got lost. I was like, I don't think this is the movie for me. But out of 10, I think I'm going to give the Tenet soundtrack, the original motion picture soundtrack, a 7.5 out of 10. It's average. It will be in my decent to good albums of 2020 by the end of the year. And I think this soundtrack came out last Wednesday, I believe. And I just wanted to upload this review so you guys have something to enjoy, because I won't be returning to you again until tomorrow for the Tuesday album review. But definitely comment below. Let me know what you guys thought of the Tenet, the original motion picture soundtrack, if you've heard it. And if you like this soundtrack review, comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Tap a like on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you can. Support the channel. I will be returning to you for the Tuesday album review tomorrow. And maybe a track review. I don't know for sure. Gotta see what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm pretty much gonna be busy at work tomorrow. So I'm gonna have the rest of the week's gonna be a little busy for me, because I gotta make some money. But I didn't hate this soundtrack. I just felt there were some sound effects that didn't work as well in this album. And this soundtrack, I meant to say. The soundtrack was like an hour and 26 minutes. So it's pretty long. If you guys can definitely check this out, I would recommend it. But I'd mostly recommend hearing the Travis Scott song, because that one was not so bad. Sorry about the phone with the notification ding. It does that a lot with this phone. I do not know why. It's kind of getting annoying after a while, but I'm gonna have to put up with this phone until I get a new one so I can make videos on that phone or whatever. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this soundtrack review I made for Tenet, the original motion picture soundtrack. If you guys liked it, comment below and let me know what your favorite song off this soundtrack is. I think mine's gotta be Posterity. That was actually not a bad one. I like the sound effects in that song. It's actually pretty cool. Even though it's very long, it's pretty cool. But yeah, I will return to you tomorrow for the Tuesday album review in the morning. But thank you for watching this soundtrack review for Tenet, the original motion picture soundtrack that I reviewed. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay safe, take care, and I'll see you in my next video.